Shortly after the game launched, a massive new world, Riverview, was gifted to Sims 3 players for registering their copy of the game. Residing in this new world were many classic Sims characters, such as Skip Broke, Bob and Betty Newbie, and everyone's favorite womanizer, Don Lothario. What's up guys, Rakowski here, and today we're going to be rating every occupied lot in Riverview. As we did with Sunset Valley in the last episode, the rank will be chosen using a combination of originality, aesthetic, playability, and my overall impression of the build. Before we begin, please be sure to like this video and please subscribe. Thank you so much. Okay, let's jump into the game. So here we are in Riverview, and just to start off, I'm gonna mention that I prefer Riverview to Sunset Valley. And there's a lot of open space to kind of put your own lots in your own builds. In Sunset Valley, it's a little more restricted. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into our first house. For this list, we're gonna go in alphabetical order by name of the household. So here we are at the Bagley household, and first impression is that it's a little bit of an ugly farmhouse. I would first like to draw attention to the fact that Ma Bagley is dressed amazingly. But we're not here to judge the Sims, we're here to judge the builds. And yes, I'm not loving the color, and I'm certainly not loving this. What the hell is that at the back? I've been trying to get like a good shot of it for a while, and I realized that there's all these trees in the way. They literally do what little Simsy does. They just put a tree in front of it so that way that no one would notice it was ugly. Oh, and the back door is kind of off center. Oh my God. I do like how there's symmetry with the windows, and I do like how the second floor is just supported by these columns here. It's very realistic. Okay, let's look inside. Ew, yellow bathroom. Really? Like a yellow toilet? I guess you wouldn't have to clean it that much. The dining room is pretty, but again, like red and green, especially with the flowers, like it looks like Christmas. The kitchen's nice. I like how there's a little bar on the side here. What is this wall? Oh dear. You know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate the colors, actually. It's a colorful kitchen, but it's not too bad. But yeah, this bathroom, my God. Okay, so it's not a yellow bathroom up here, but I mean, it's still kind of the colors of bodily fluids, if you know what I mean. Yeah, the styling of this is not my favorite at all, but I really do like the layout. I love the floor plan. Maybe I would just make this bedroom like a little bit smaller or something, but other than that, I do like it. We may as well look in the barn before we jump out. Oh my God, look at that. Very cute. I love this, like a little man cave kind of thing. I'm all for that. And up here we got candles. Is he a thief? What is this? What room is this? This is so weird. Honestly, the best part about the Bagley house was that garage, but I also do love the shell and I like the family, and I'm curious to know kind of what's going on with these Sims. I'm gonna give this house a 7.5 out of 10. Like nothing too special, but this is definitely something that I would check out. Next up is the Brackenridge House. Another green. They sure do like green houses in this neighborhood. I do appreciate they're going for like a little bit of a style. It's like a converted home kind of thing. Like this was probably originally like a garage or barn or something. These lights are a little bit too IKEA for this build, if you know what I mean. It looks like the garage is the first floor and the second floor is where he lives. Oh my God, look at that car with the one door being different. That's a nice touch. Okay, let's check out upstairs. That's a lot of color. Okay, I need a second to process this. My goodness. Oh, I do like the bathroom. I love how I'm drawn to the grayscale bathroom in this like color mess. Very nice bathroom. The zebra print wall is a little tacky. Actually, I hate the blue curtain. Okay, these couches, yeah, I don't know how I feel about those. I like how it's clear it's mostly decorated. Like it's a dump that's been decorated. This fridge was definitely found in some junkyard. Like if I went back to a guy's place and he had these sheets, I'd be like, I gotta go feed my cat. But you know what? It's cute. Overall, I wouldn't mind playing in this house. It's kind of like a Sims 1 house. And I do like the theme that they were going for here. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. I mean, frankly, if you came to this video to see pretty houses, I don't know why you thought you'd find them. Next up is the iconic one and only Broke family. As we can see, they literally live in a trailer park. And if you are a Sims 2 fan, you may recognize this little child here. His name is Skip Broke, and he grows up to be the husband of Brandy and the father of Dustin and Bo and the unborn baby Broke. He's dead in The Sims 2 already. Anyway, enough of that. Let's look at the build. I, right off the bat, love the fact that this is just filled with lore. So the lot actually has 3 trailers and like a little playground thing and patio in the middle. I think the trailers are relatively realistic. They have them on these like concrete pillar boxes they made with little foundations. I think that's very creative. I like how they have different color schemes, but none of them look fancy. And of course they have a pickup truck. There's 7 people already in this household. So these 3 trailers house all 7 of them. Let's take a look inside. I'm gonna start with this yellowish mess. As we can see, all of the furniture is really cheap, but it isn't like, super mismatched or anything. It does have a bathroom sink as its kitchen sink though. I usually give this trailer to Ruby Broke because I think she's already pregnant. If she's not, I always get her pregnant. I can't remember which. And here we have a soft yellow and royal blue mess. The trailer has a very similar layout. This one has an extra bedroom, so I think I usually give this bedroom to the teenager. And then I give this bed to his father because of the cow print sheets. I just figure it's like a white trash guy kind of thing. So Buck Broke would be appropriate. And for the third one, I think this is the most classically styled and like kind of old fashioned. So I always give this one to Flat Broke, that's a funny name, and Flo Broke. And even though they're the grandparents, I kind of imagine that they had their kids young and then their kids had their kids young kind of thing. So the grandparents often take on parental responsibilities. So I always stick the kids in here. It's actually nice to review something that I've played with quite a bit before. I never really thought about that. They may not be pretty, but the Broke trailers have a special place in my heart. I'm always excited to play. I kind of want to stop filming and play them a little bit now because you always end up with all sorts of different problems happening. But that is more for the family, and the build, I think it's a solid build filled with lore. Not pretty, not complicated, but I think it does the job. I'm going to give the Broke House an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, the only reason I'm not playing is because I don't want time to go forward and then us end up in the dark like last episode. Next up is the Cantina House. It's owned by Lorraine Cantina. She has a nice little cute outfit too. Again, we're not here for that. Now, first off, I think this house is nice, realistic. These are very, very realistic colors. I've seen suburban houses that look exactly like this. The roof is simple, but it works. I like this little backyard. Again, I love this fence. Like, why don't we have a fence like this in The Sims 4? I feel like every single person in the Western Hemisphere has seen this kind of fence. And I've never seen a Sims 4 fence in real life. Okay, outside good, let's jump inside. Really? They use this counter in this kitchen too? Did somebody make this and think, oh, that's so pretty, and then put it in all the houses? Ugh, these are kind of ugly, but they kind of look like something that, she would have. Like that the bathroom is behind the stairs. That's very efficient use of space. Going upstairs, we see green. This green is disgusting, honestly, and it's tiled in the bathroom here. It's so sad because the outside is very pretty and the floor plan is like almost perfect. Like if I was given this as a shell challenge, this is exactly how I would lay out the floor plan if I'm honest. I feel like we've been in this situation before, but unfortunately, that's the reality. This house is beautiful on the outside, but horrible on the inside, like so many people I know. I think we're going to give the Cantina House a 6. I do love the outside, I just can't give it more points because of the green inside. Next up is the Carpenter Roads house. Look at this! This is so pretty. Oh my God, the landscaping, this is divine. She's literally wearing a flower dress and then she has like flowers all over her house. Love that. It's simple, but has just so many details. I love this on the roof. I hate using windows like this. I can never make it look good. This looks like a beautiful greenhouse porch patio thing. Conservatory, that's the word I'm thinking of. There's even plants up there too. Oh my God. Is that like a lattice roof fence? Oh my God. Very, very efficient use of the build tools. Let's jump inside. I even like the inside. It's a little much, but kind of wrong in all the right ways. Who needs a TV when your house is this beautiful? Oh my God, and the detail, it's white on the outside, which I think it should be. It looks better. But on the inside, we have like a wooden brown. The dining room is a little bit of a 70s mess, but at the same time, I don't hate it because again, it's very cohesive. Like these browns match, the greens go together, and she does kind of like plants. I always do 2x8 half baths. This is great. The kitchen has a separate stove and oven, and it's primarily not green, so I do like that. The upstairs is nice too. Okay, I know she has a green bathroom, and that's what I was complaining about the most in the last episode, but it's not the same kind of horrible green, and it's not paired with the horrible orange. And she just has a chair here off of her bedroom. I love it. Like if you showed me this house and said, oh yeah, an EA developer did this, like I would bet my life you were wrong. Should we do it? I think I'm gonna do it. She gets a perfect 10. Oh my God, it's stunning. Like I I wish I built this, you know? Our next house is also Carpenter Roads. If we have a look at the family tree, our last house is the daughter of the two here. And first impressions, it's very pretty too. I'm not as floored by the beauty as I was with the last one, but this is like a solid garden. The shell is pretty good. The roof is a little steep, but they did stick in the second floor in the roof. So I think that's very, very nice. They really knew what they were doing when they were making these shells. The back is so cute. Look at that pond. Oh, I love the pond. That's so pretty. The garden is lovely. I guess she's a gardener. Oh yeah, that's her lifetime wish. Okay, so far so good. Let's go inside. Nice. That's very cute. Ew, this bathroom's kind of weird, but I mean, as a whole, this is a good floor plan too. They also have a desk behind the couch. I don't know if I love it as much in a bigger living room. I thought it was efficient for a smaller one like we saw in the last house. Got an easel, got a chess table. Why does the stereo have flames when everything else is kind of old fashioned? Ooh, that is an orange kitchen. Just from this angle, I see almost like a rainbow, like each room is a different color challenge. This is a weird wallpaper to choose for both. Red bathroom. Wow. I just want to get like a first person perspective from inside this bedroom. This is a bold, bold bedroom. You know what? It's good. I'll give it that. Again, shell is much stronger than the inside. The insides have been disappointing me lately. But this is one of those houses that you could just recolor a few things and then the house is pretty good. So I'm going to give this one an 8. Imagine having a house this beautiful and then sticking these chairs in your backyard. Next up, we have the Caspian house. Okay, it's kind of an ugly brown, but again, I do like the shell. I like the walled-in patio. That's kind of how my balcony is. The fence is a little suburban for such a modern build, but again, it looks like something that used to be used for something else and then it was converted into a house. Okay, let's pop inside. Beautiful kitchen. My goodness, I did not think that The Sims 3 had it in them. It has everything I love. It has colors that aren't ugly, it has good windows, it has the fridge and the stove separate, and it has a kitchen sink. Oh my God, how did I not notice this thing? Attention, this is Mars. We can see your bathroom from our planet. Oh, this guy's into himself. He's got 3 mirrors. I get it. Yes, love this style. Don't love the wallpaper. Don't love the bed sheet, of course, but I do like how this looks over the living room. You know, I didn't know how I felt about this one, but that great kitchen with the great layout, and there's only a couple little problems that you could fix up pretty quick. And I do think this is like a solid build. It's simple, but I like it. I'm going to give the Caspian house an 8. You play in a house, you kind of like it to be simple sometimes. Next up, we have the Cotton Eye house. Hadn't been forgotten, I Joe. I've been buried a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Guaranteed this guy is not vaccinated. And guaranteed if he was American, he voted for the disgraced, twice impeached, former president of the United States who lost the 2020 election fair and square. But enough politics. Let's get into the build. Very creative. I think this is amazing. I love when people build something a little bit out of the ordinary. But first impressions, wow, like a lot of creativity went into this. I think this is amazing because it's storytelling and I haven't even looked into the sim. They love desks with just a phone. It's so weird. Ew, it's not just camo, it's mixed matched camo. But that's just the sim. The house is kind of great. This is hideous. But this house has lore written all over it. I'm going to give this one a 9. I'm able to appreciate this house so much more after 2020 happened. Our next house belongs to the Crosbys. I think it's cute. I think they look like a very house-proud trailer park family. It's very thin. It's 3 tiles wide. Let's have a look inside, see what they did. See, it just shows you don't have to have a lot of money to make a pretty bathroom. Actually, from what we've seen, the prettier the house, the uglier the bathrooms lately. This countertop is a little bit over the top, but I don't mind it because the inside is quite plain. You can have loud things like that. It's just in some of the other houses that we've seen, they just do 10 of these patterns in the same room. It's a cute living room, and I see now that they had to do a bump out here just for the bed because in The Sims 3, you can't do a 3x3 room with a big bed in it because they're not going to be able to get in. Even in The Sims 4, you need to use cheats and like move objects and stuff. It's cute. It's kind of all right. It's a 6. It's mostly a 6 just because it's so simple and kind of plain. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. Like I like the roof. I like all those things that I'm normally pissed off about. It just doesn't do it for me. Our next house is owned by the Dean family. Right off the bat, love it. Love the converted house thing again. Red is also kind of one of my favorite colors. As we can see, I wear a lot of red. It kind of reminds me of a firehouse. I'm not sure though, just because of the garage underneath. I'm not sure what this tower is though. If anyone knows what this might be, let me know in the comment section down below. I can tell it's trying to be something. I think that brick is really pretty. Why haven't I seen that brick anywhere else? I'm literally taking a screenshot so I can copy it and create a style later. Great windows. Let's have a peek inside. Ew, that's kind of weird. So there's kitchen counters in front of the driveway. There's a half bathroom here at least. Again, a phone at the desk. Like, what is with this? Why is there a smoke detector here? It's weird to have a smoke detector when you don't have a fireplace or a stove or anything. Okay, moving on to the second floor. This is really well done. I think the first floor might just be because, again, it's trying to be something. I'm just not sure what. But the second floor, this is a very pretty house. Ew, I didn't see that. Is this a firehouse? Like, I just don't know any firehouses with this tower. Oh, and the third floor is like a loft. This is really pretty too. I am shocked that a single guy lives here. Like this room looks like it definitely had a woman's touch. Going by the assumption that this is a firehouse, I think it's really well done. I think it had a lot of creative ideas. I don't like that one wall, but as a whole, I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give the Dean house an 8.5. Disclaimer though, if this is not a firehouse, it's going down to like a 6 or a 7 because then a few things don't make sense. Next up is the grandpa's house. Looking at the family tree, we see the last name Dean, and his son is the last house that we looked at. I like how they're kind of going in order, you know? First off, this looks like, you know, typical Louisiana style house. We see a lot of these in Willow Creek in The Sims 4, actually. I think there's a lot of nice little details to it, even though it is a simple house. I do love the symmetry. Looks like the back was done just as well as the front, so let's move on inside. First impressions on the inside, this is very realistic. Ugh, this bathroom though, like why do they go crazy with bathrooms? Because I don't know about you, but like 95% of the residential bathrooms that I've been in have been like white. I saw a black bathtub once in like the 90s and I thought it was the coolest thing. But like, when do you see yellow and green bathtubs? Oh wait, you just go to Sunset Valley. The kitchen is pretty. The living room is great because they each would have like their own chair. Like grandpas wouldn't be like on the couch together. They were like married grandpas, and these two are like separate family grandpas. The second floor, again, great. A couple of questionable styles, but I think the floor plan is pretty much perfect. Honestly, the grandpa's house is pretty great. Like I would probably move them out and then move my own Sims into this house. I think it's really well done. I'm gonna give this house a 9. At this point, I think I'm just gonna give 9s out if I go inside and I don't scream, ew. Next up, we have the Grisby House. Wow. When I was growing up, I had a very wealthy childhood friend. I was the poorest gay kid at the Catholic school, and she was the rich Muslim kid at the public high school. And for whatever reason, we became like best friends. And this house reminds me of her house. This is just much smaller. Her house actually went all the way to the edges of this lot. And I used to look at that house and think, that is a house. I love this little like covered gazebo thing. I would never think to do something like this. I'd be too scared to use a roof like this and think it would look ugly, but this looks pretty good. Even the back windows are balanced. Okay, let's jump inside and see if it continues. Green, no. Why did they pick green? So disappointing. Again, the shell is great, but inside. Have you ever seen those build challenges where people do a whole build with the color turned off their monitor and then they turn it back on and see what they did? That's what this dining room looks like. My God, the green living room, but at least the fireplace is centered. I'll give it that. And the green stairs bleed into this green study and these 2 green bathrooms. Of course there's 2 green bathrooms. Why wouldn't there be? That sucks. I thought we were going to have our second 10 out of 10, but that is not the case after looking inside. I'm going to give the Grisbys an 8. I think I just had rose-colored glasses because it was such a nostalgic trip for me, you know? Next up is the Ivanov House. Oh, that's blue. Okay, this house is nauseating. That blue brick makes no sense because that would be stupid expensive, and this looks like a mixed matched poor person trailer house. These windows are fancy and do not belong on this house. Same with the door and the wood fence. Like these belong on like a more suburban or mission house, not a trailer house. And I'm pretty sure this is a wallpaper. I also hate when the siding just randomly changes without a bump out. That really bothers me. Oh, but the inside is all right. Why does this happen? And this fence is weird, but again, like I have seen weird stuff like that in houses before. And you know what? The bathroom isn't hideous. And at this point, that is a gift. But a nice bathroom in a house like this is kind of like getting batteries when you asked for a Game Boy. Like the limit, style does not exist in this build. I'm giving the Ivanovs a 4. What a shame. It was our first normal bathroom this episode. Next up is the Jones house. Holy f***. This is a big house. Look at this roof. Wow. Okay, this build is ambitious, but let's take a closer look. I'm not so sure. It has a lot going on. Like, I think this should be a tower attached to the house, not like an octagon room attached by a bridge. I'm being a bit harsh. It is well done, but it could have been harmonized a little bit better. Like the steepnesses are all off. Okay, moving inside, there is a lot going on here. A green living room, but at least it's not all green. Like the last house made the carpet green and the TV green and the bookshelf green. Like that was too much. Why is there a chair here? Like, wouldn't that be like poisonous? Now, what I understand the least about this build is this little underground part. What is this? Like, there's no graves in it. There's no torture chambers. Like, you know, on The Sims 2, like nervous subjects' bedrooms in the basement and there's all the science equipment. This would be kind of tricky to do as well. They must have had a reason for it. Oh my goodness, there's even a third floor. And there's that bedroom I was talking about earlier. This looks like a ballroom. I like how it kind of looks over here. You can see the living room from the third floor too. I will also note that this is for 2 Sims. I'm not really sure what their story is, but like, I wish I was married and lived in this house. I would literally redecorate the entire thing. If I was ranking this simply based on ambition and like creativity and architecture, like absolutely 10 out of 10. This shell is pretty good. I don't love the roof and I really don't like a lot of the inside. And I wish the basement made a little more sense to me, but it does look like a lot of work got put into this, and to build something this complicated in 2009 is pretty impressive. I'm gonna give the Jones an 8.5 out of 10. I can't really give it any less. Like, I know it has a lot of problems, but the good parts of it are things that we haven't seen yet. Well, that was 14 houses out of, I believe, 27. So we're at the halfway point for Riverview. If we take a look at the ratings, we see our first 10. I'm really happy that we got a 10, but we also had a low score. But for the most part, a lot of these were pretty much in the middle. We didn't have anything as horrifying as we did in Sunset Valley. But that does it for part 1. In part 2, we will be rating the second half of the builds, again in alphabetical order. If I look at the alphabet, it seems Lothario and Newbie are coming up soon. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a like or subscribe for some more Sims content. I've done a lot of builds on my channel, so I'm not just some like random guy throwing shade. But lately, I've been playing more of the retro Sims games, so if you're kind of sick of The Sims 4, stick around. Thanks again for watching. Bow.